What is up, everyone? This is SGTV Conversations Podcast. My name is Luke Baker, your host, and of course, as always, my co-host, Jake Hutchison.
What's up, everybody? How's it going?
And our guest today, we have Ryan Bauer.
Hey, it's pronounced Brower.
And we have Cliff Johnson.
It's Cliff Johnson.
Because
Johnston
nobody knows
or Johnson?
It's Johnson, and
Okay.
I'm the lesser known of the big three here we have. It's okay.
Big three.
You do
Sweet,
10
dude,
each.
I'm part of the
Big
big
three.
Well, I don't.
Ooh.
He's the main host, so I don't really count him as.
Well, this is the first time you guys are
I've
movies.
never
really?
been on this podcast
Oh, nice to
before.
meet you.
Bruh, sweet.
I'm
First
always
time
on this podcast.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Actually, more. If this was a Batman Robin situation, I would probably be Robin, but I refuse to admit to that. Man, Nightwing's
That's
a
a really
badass.
sad. Yeah, but you just said you were Robin.
Maybe I could be Nightwing. Can I be Nightwing?
I'm Nightwing.
If you're Batman, can I be Nightwing?
Sure.
I am Green.
Yes. I'm Nightwing.
And we can't forget our sound engineer, John Dowdy, in the back.
Jay Dowds, as he's
Jay
known in
Dowds.
some circles.
J. Dowds.
He's got his Razer headphones. He's just
Swagging
going
it.
into the green screen in the back there.
Oh, God. No,
Yeah.
I
man.
like it.
That just happened.
Okay,
So,
cool. What are we going to talk about later?
First topic, it's Star Wars Celebration Week.
Oh my God!
Is it weekend or week? I don't know.
It's a
Sure.
weekend. I think.
Yeah.
It's a month-long celebration of greatness.
It's actually
And
it's all the time.
the first trailer of The Force Unawakens
You darn right he did.
has been released.
It
Episode
was.
7.
It was amazing.
It was friggin' awesome,
The
dude. Are you
Force
kidding me?
Awakens.
We got to talk about this. And, I mean, first off, obviously, I mean, it looks like Star Wars to me again, finally. We're using practical sets. Thank you, JJ. Sorry, George Lucas, but you screwed your own universe. Practical sets, the lightsaber thing. I know everybody was giving it shit in, like, the teaser trailer. It looks free that you get to see it move.
I
in
love
this.
the new lightsaber. I don't
It's
care what
terrific.
anyone
I
says.
like it too, to tell you the
three-pronged
truth.
lightsaber, I think it looks awesome.
everybody-
It looks like advanced and medieval at the same time.
Well, everybody
And
was
those are
about
favorite
it.
things.
What's the point of it? I don't understand.
It just
It's Star Wars.
You know how many?
need a point.
I assume you've seen all the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
You know how most people lose lightsaber battles by getting their hand chopped off? You're supposed to guard against that.
There's no hand getting chopped off. There's
That
no
is
mechanics.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
It's an arm guard thing. Yes, it's well, it looks a little bit funky because it has the little things that come off. So if it gets hit right at the handle, it looks like it'll get cut off.
What
But
happens
whatever.
if like your arm slips and then it's like, oh, my finger's chopped off?
Well, they're
Well,
trained.
they're
was
Jedi
it.
and
Yeah.
Sith, dude. Like
that
they
could
don't.
happen with just a regular lightsaber.
Yeah.
If
That
you
is
don't,
true.
if you're not
But
like.
no, I'm
in tune
talking
with the
about like
Force.
if like you choke up on the bat kind of thing, and it's just like
But
Well,
the
no.
Jedi. It's just
Well, honestly,
they don't have
that
to worry
even
about
kind of
that.
prevents that. Oddly enough, but honestly, I mean, look, a lot of people were about it online. I saw that, but it looks really cool in motion. Like that's the thing. We finally got to see it move.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome. So I can get behind it. We finally get to see, I think, the villain who has a Darth Revan mask.
Yeah.
Darth Revan.
But is
gas
Darth
gas
Revan.
mask.
Huh?
But has already been like confirmed that he's not.
It's not Darth Revan, but he has that. He has a very similar mask. It's not the exact same, but it's very similar.
So what's the concept with this? Like, why is the Empire still around?
We
They have
don't-
more Sith.
We don't know.
We don't. It's J.J. Abrams who hasn't said anything about anything yet.
Yeah,
I think
well,
they said that it's not going to be anything like it's canon, but like
It's not based on anything because
Really?
like there's
Yeah.
all these books that
Yeah.
came out after the.
And the books are terrific.
Heir to
Yeah,
the
they
Empire
are.
is a big book series.
Isn't that like
Yeah,
where
that's after.
Luke turned to the dark side or something?
Luke got married, had some kids.
yeah, his son
Yeah,
turned to the
yeah.
dark
Luke,
side, right?
No, Han Solo's son.
I could have sworn.
Yeah.
Is
Han
it's
Solo's
Han
son.
Solo and Leia's son.
Yeah, you're right,
Is
you're
a,
right.
is a
Yeah.
Jedi along with his sister, and he turns to the dark side. And there's a
Sister, kills him, right?
it's
Her
a
sister
there's a
kills him.
Palpatine clone
With
that
the
comes
help
back,
of Boba Fett.
and there's a Darth. Like Palpatine, like a Palpatine clone, Darth Sidious clone, which comes back. I mean, it's a really popular book series, but they're not going canon with this.
But yeah, they said that this is all completely new. They they wrote all of it. And
I love how the first thing JJ said when they were like, "You're doing Star Wars," and the first thing he came out and said was, "I'm not going to keep it a secret like I tried to with Star Trek." Bullshit. He hasn't said anything yet. We're like,
I don't even know the characters' names.
Yeah, we're like, what are we at? We're like, 8 months out? And we don't know anything yet.
And I kind of like it. I feel like it's just gonna be like this
Yeah.
giant snowball, and it's just gonna at Christmas it's just gonna explode all over me, and I'm gonna be okay with it.
Oh my god, I cannot wait. I love Star Wars. I've been watching. I watched all of the Clone Wars TV show.
You and me both, man.
Fantastic. I just finished 3 weeks ago. I just finished the first season of Rebels. Star Wars Rebels. It's on Disney XD. Shout out to Disney.
Our sponsor.
Yeah, our sponsor Disney.
Right.
And that show is cool. They have awesome lightsabers on that show. If you think lightsaber design is cool, like if you just find it interesting, look at those lightsabers. Like they are super cool.
Different than
like season 5 or season 6 of Clone Wars, where they had that origin about the lightsabers. That was so cool.
The lightsaber thing was cool, but oh god, that was dope. But I'm talking about like on Rebels, how they have like the two new like kind of like one of them can shoot like lasers, and then it can turn on. It's freaking cool. It almost looks like it doesn't look like it almost looks like a blaster. So you can like shoot when you're running up to people and then turn the blade on and start fighting. It's freaking cool. And then the one that the Inquisitor has is super freaking dope. The spinny thing. I don't know. It's cool. But
I know.
I've
I think I know
seen
what
it.
it is.
Yeah.
It's like it has two blades and it holds it in the middle and it can spin. Like
the first time I saw it, I got the same feeling that I got when I saw the trailer for the episode 1, when you just see Maul standing there and then the other lightsaber side comes out. Darth Maul comes, like you can just see Maul and like the other lightsaber blade comes out, and I just was like, oh god, what are they doing? This is gonna be amazing.
What was the whole thing with how did Darth Maul survive? Were they like somebody put him back together?
So in the Clone Wars, he gets cut. Of course, he gets cut in half, and then he gets
spoiler alerts. By the way,
spoiler alert.
Crap,
right? Spoiler alert to that.
15 years later.
Well, I mean, he didn't come back till like 6 years ago. So, but still, people don't know about that. Some people haven't watched it. Some people might be like, "Oh my god, these people like Clone Wars. Maybe we should watch it."
It's terrific.
It's good. It's a fantastic series. This is the best thing to come out that has to do with Star Wars since like episode 2 or no, episode 4 or 5. Shit.
Yeah, 5.
5. Sorry.
Oh, what about episode 6?
It's better. I would take Clone Wars over 6.
If they made Clone Wars like
Clone
that
Wars
into a
is
live
fantastic.
action
You
movie,
watch Clone
it's
Wars?
be so
A little
good.
bit.
You need to watch all of it, dude. It's so fantastic. It starts off a little rocky.
Yeah.
I'll admit that. First season is a little rocky, but after that, it really picks up, and it is
Just wait
so
until
good.
seasons 4 through 6. So good. So good.
See, I don't know if I can make it that far.
You can.
Like,
you can.
you just said
Trust
I have
me.
to like sit through 3 seasons of
Well,
like
like-
subpar
No.
quality.
2 and 3 are good too. It's just that I remember when 4 turned on, it was
2
like,
and
it's
3
so easy to finish it.
Yeah,
Can
2
I
and 3 are
skip 1, 2,
spectacular.
and 3?
No. You should watch them. Like 1 is rocky, 2 is good, 3 is good, 4, 5, 6, and then like what was on Netflix? Was that
6?
That was 6.
6, and they had that whole Yoda thing halfway
Yeah,
through.
oh,
Oh, so
God
good. It was
almighty.
segueing right into 3.
4, 5,
Right
and
into
6 are
episode 3.
stupid. Like they're absurdly good. They do it takes a little time to get used to the animation. It's weird. It's odd, but
It's chunky.
oh my god, such a good show.
They showed that at the Star Wars thing. They said the creators had their ideas all the way. It was going to end like through episode 3. So they actually like stopped it before then.
Yep.
Because they shut everything down pretty much.
Well, they moved over and started doing Rebels and brought in new characters and stuff. But they do a lot of cool stuff where they bring in characters that you saw in Clone Wars into Rebels, which is dope.
Which is why I need to watch it. I haven't even.
Rebels
started
is
it yet.
pretty fantastic, dude. It's really good. Especially like it has the same problem that the first season of Clone Wars has, where it seems kind of childish at the beginning, but like about half once you see Tarkin, the show just takes like a dark turn. It gets real dark. The last episode is dark. Like, it's crazy. Plus, like, oh my god, some people come back from Clone Wars, and it's just, I literally watched the last 5 minutes of...
I need to know if Bae comes back or not.
Who?
Does she
Bae.
come back?
Who?
Does Ahsoka come back?
I can't say. Maybe, maybe not.
When she left, I just
means
died
yes.
inside.
Yeah, that's a cool character that I hated for a season and a half.
Yeah, you told me.
She turns out awesome. But I'm hoping they put her in the new movies, dude. Like, that would be, oh my god, that would be dumb. But I don't know if they're gonna be able to do that. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know.
She'd
But
be old.
Yeah.
I'm loving. I love the new trailer. Star Wars is gonna be fantastic. I'm glad it's back into my life, into the world again. I'm pumped that Disney bought it. Disney seems to know what they're doing with franchises they've bought. Like, they've done a really good job with Marvel.
Disney does a great job when they let other people make their stuff for them.
True.
Because they just throw money at it and they let creative people do it.
Yeah, which
But
is
when
awesome.
Disney makes stuff, it's like sometimes
Unless
Disney makes the
it's their
non-animated
thing that they've
things.
got their stamp on. They don't really do it well.
I mean, is
Yeah.
it like I guess they don't. They own Pixar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But Pixar's separate.
Yeah,
from
Pixar
Yeah.
does its own thing.
What-
Disney
what-
just brings
But
in.
Disney just shoves money at them, and then
they're more of kind of like the general manager of everything. They're like, it's all under the Disney name, but they have like companies that work under them.
Yeah, but when they try to make their
That's
own
what-
stuff, like freaking the Lone Ranger, it's alright.
Well, that's what all
Yeah.
massive.
Oh,
productions-
that
at this
movie
point,
sucked.
It was
at this
3
point-
hours long.
It was
Nothing
3 hours
happened.
long?
So long.
That
God.
could have been like easily an hour short and it would have been fine.
Oh,
there
it
was
could've
like
been
a
something- I think what they-
45-minute fight scene.
What they should have done,
Like-
what they
On the-
should have
on the
done is
trailer.
had him be the Lone Ranger from the start,
Yeah.
and then don't have to do this hour and a half of origin story where the Lone Ranger is a giant bitch throughout the entire movie. He sucked. He was the least. He was awful. But I mean, every big production company at this point, they just pay other production companies to make stuff for them. Like nobody,
Marvel.
Fox, Disney, Warner Brothers, big companies like that don't make stuff anymore. They just pay people to do it. They just give them the ideas of what to make.
Well, Breaking Bad was Sony. Like actually, Sony's killing it in the production. Their production team or their production company or whatever
Well, now they
is
can
really
because-
good. Well, they have like Breaking Bad. They did a couple other ones. They're doing the Scream one now.
Don't they have like a Breaking Bad? They're making like a break off kind of series from
yeah.
Breaking
The
Bad.
spin-off,
right?
just ended the first season.
And
just
I
ended.
think-
What was it called? I don't even know.
Better
Better Call
Call
Saul.
Saul.
Oh,
But
okay.
like I think only FX is like the one that they have their FX studios and they own them. But a lot of the network companies usually they pay like Sony or some. But I didn't realize like Sony is surprisingly like
Oh,
they got
that's
a
a
their
massive
their
company.
production company is like pretty
Yeah, that's
solid.
that's a big company. But yeah, I mean, most companies usually just pay people to make stuff like, or they give celebrities or like really good directors and people money to make production companies. Like Robert Downey Jr. actually, his production company made Iron Man 3. And they just like Marvel, just like Disney gave money to Marvel, Marvel gave money to RDJ to buy it, and that's what. Like, they went through that. The second Sherlock Holmes went through his production company, I believe. The Judge went through his production company. So, like, that's kind of how they go through. Well, he's married to a producer. I didn't know if y'all knew that. So, him and her kind of run this company. And they have a president, David Gambino, of that company as well. But they have, that's how it works. I mean, you just give money to production companies to make movies for you. I mean, they don't really, they're not true production companies anymore. Not the way they used to be. Like, they used to have giant studio lots where, they would go make money, or Disney would hire people to make movies on their lot. They don't really do that much anymore. That and movies aren't set driven like they used to be either. Really, not nearly as much anymore.
Destination.
I think I like that better because more people can work on different things now. Like you'll have more companies doing other things than like all of Disney working on this one project right now. That's how they can crank out so many movies because they have different studios.
Well, I mean,
that is true.
Well, that's
There's-
what like Tarantino's production company is. Like A Band Apart, like that's a production company.
And what's the one with the
This
Pirates of the
film's coming out soon,
Caribbean, like
isn't
with the lightning strike thing, or is that?
Oh,
crap. What's it?
God, who is that? That's not like Bruckheimer, is it?
But like
Might be
crap.
a Jerry Bruckheimer product, but I mean that's kind of how it works now. But they have pretty good. I don't know, but I'm pumped. I'm glad Disney bought Star Wars. They're a perfect company to buy.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
They're smart.
There will come a time when Disney owns everything, though.
I
think
agree.
when that time comes, it's going to be bad for everyone.
Maybe. I mean,
Well, maybe.
I
I mean, it
mean,
depends on how they split. If they
that'll be
split it up to
monopoly.
where they still like, I mean, I don't mind a monopoly just as long as everything's good.
well, they've done better than what. Warner Brothers has done with DC in the cinematic world. So, I mean, they're doing some stuff right. So, I mean, I'm glad they got a hold of it. They have enough money to throw at Star Wars where it can be as good as they want it to be. Oddly enough, the first Star Wars was on like a shoestring budget, but whatever. But, I mean, it's a big franchise. I'm glad they got it. I'm glad they got JJ. So, I mean, I'm pumped. I'm ready to do this shit. I'm ready
heck
for
yeah.
Christmas. I'm ready for Christmas.
I'm ready to see it.
This has been a big year. This is going to be a big year for movies. Like Avengers and Star Wars. If only Batman v Superman was coming, or Superman v Batman, or whatever the hell it's called.
I'm psyched
If
for Jurassic World, too.
I am.
Yeah,
Down for
Jurassic
that.
World's
I am
going to be
down.
down.
See that clip looked really
Terminator.
good. Even
Terminator,
though
I'm actually excited for
yeah,
that, too.
I'm
Really?
I'm not really excited for
Arnold's
that one.
back. Amelia Clark's good.
Well,
She's good in Game of Thrones,
she
so
is.
she'll probably play a good Sarah
Yeah,
Connor.
but
I
I
don't know about Ja Rule or whatever. his name is.
Jai Courtney.
Yeah, whatever.
Dude, I'll be honest, man. Ja Rule. I love that's funny. That's the name I haven't heard in a minute. But I loved Jai Courtney, and he was in the show in Spartacus.
Oh, he was in there?
And he was really good in Spartacus, but like, I don't know. He hasn't done anything in movies for me. Like every movie I see him in, I'm just like, oh, he's boring. So I don't know. We'll see. And I don't understand the whole why there's an old Terminator, but that's just because we have old Arnold now.
We haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen the movie.
I
sure there's
know.
some weird explanation that doesn't make sense.
I'm sure. I don't know, dude.
It's a time travel.
Who's making it? Like, who's the director and like who's the writer? Like, is anybody?
Definitely not James Cameron again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it, or no, it was is that James Cameron?
That was totally James Cameron.
Is that James Cameron?
Terminator,
He did Terminator 1 and 2?
Yeah. Terminator 2 was fantastic.
Oh, Terminator 2 is
definitely one of the best like classic science fiction movies.
Terminator 2 is a masterpiece. I love Terminator. It holds up. Like it's old ass CGI, and you would think it would look like shit now.
Well,
but
it does.
Alan Taylor's doing it.
Who the hell is that? What's he done?
He's done.
I know that name. What's he
Lost, West Wing, 6 Feet Under, Sopranos, Game of Thrones, Boardwalk Empire.
So he's a big TV guy.
Yeah, and he also did Thor: Dark World.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I know that name.
He's done
You should have
things.
known that, Cliff. Mr. Thor.
It sounded familiar AF.
He did Dark World.
I just watched Dark World 2 days ago.
And then he seems like he's directed a lot of TV show episodes.
Well, it worked out for the
Boardwalk is
Russo
really
brothers
good. I
in
love
Cap
Boardwalk.
2, so I mean, we'll see how it works out, man. I don't know.
J.K. Simmons is in this.
Oh, nice.
I love how everyone gets excited, like, and no one knew who the he was like 5 years ago.
I knew he was. He was J. Jonah Jameson.
I love J.K. Simmons,
I
but
still
I just
think
like
of him as J. Jonah Jameson.
me too. He was a fantastic J. Jonah Jameson.
No one but him.
He was fantastic.
I
at
agree.
it.
He was terrific.
He's really good at playing angry. Like that's his thing. Like playing angry is his thing.
Apparently, he's like kind of a soft-spoken guy. Like in real
Really?
life, he said
interviews.
on the directors for Whiplash, like he would go crazy, and then like as soon as they cut, they would be like, he'd be joking around, saying, "How's everybody doing today?" And then he would like snap back, like really
That's
fast.
awesome.
And he
Yeah.
said he kind of wished that he didn't do that because it was a little like jarring to see that, and maybe it would have been better if he was just kind of like a jerk the whole time.
Well, that being jarring that way probably made the movie because it made other people be like, "Whoa, what the fuck is going on here?" Because like the other people gave really good performances playing off J.K. Simmons, which is part of the reason he won the Oscar and he deserved it.
One of my favorite scenes in Whiplash was when that guy wasn't out of tune. Yeah, spoilers again. Sorry.
Spoiler alert, Cliff. What the hell is wrong with you?
Just
boy?
know that guy was actually in tune. That's all I'm gonna say. He was in
really?
tune.
Oh yeah, well he
I'm
said
a band nerd.
you're.
Yeah.
Well he said he's like, well, you were in tune. I just wanted to see if you were.
Yeah, he's like, if you're not sure, don't be in my. Oh, it's so badass.
It was just he was he was
that
like
sucks. I don't know.
he's in two and he's just not sure, which is like that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's some Batman type stuff.
Yeah, that's a really good movie. You should check out Whiplash. We've talked about it before,
Yeah.
but really good.
So I want to talk about Daredevil.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Oh,
No spoilers, but just the
okay,
overall.
No spoilers. All right.
Well, and I haven't seen the rest of it, so it's
How far have you gotten, Lou?
I've gotten to episode 6.
Not
Well, this is what
enough.
happened. Like
Not acceptable. Someone needs to apologize for that.
I went to my roommate's house to go to whatever. What's it called? Carowinds. And then we just literally spent Friday.
We forgot the name. We went to
The only theme park
the
within
thing
the
with the roller coasters.
And basically Friday and all day Saturday, we just marathon through the first 6 episodes.
While you were at Carowinds?
No.
Should have been watching. Should have been watching it on the coaster.
No, at his house.
that
But
just happened.
I think he likes it, but he's not as into it as I am. So I'm
Wait.
probably just gonna bypass him because like we watched House of Cards the whole 3rd season together.
Right.
So I don't know if I want to just bypass him and just watch all of it.
This is why I binge watch by myself and then I go talk to other people who are actually like into it, like Ryan and Jake.
Yeah,
Because if I go watch it with my friend and he's like, "No, I'm only on 2," then I'm just like, gotta cut people off after that. And
Well, let's just talk the overall feel and the style.
How many episodes have you listened to again?
6.
Okay, you've watched 6. You cut off. It's the dumbest time ever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say like the end of episode 2. That long take is dumb. It's so good. It's like one of the best. It's one of the best American action scenes I've seen in a while. It's awesome. A lot of choreography. Episodes 7 and 8 are stupid good. They're like my 2 favorite episodes of the series.
Really?
Yeah, 7 and 8 are fantastic.
It's starting to kind of hit a plateau. He's like, all right, he's beating up all these guys.
Really? No, it takes
Okay.
off.
It
man.
takes
You're right
off.
at the part where it takes
Yeah,
off, too.
The 7 they bring in I mean, you're gonna. I mean, they bring in Stick. If you don't know who Stick is,
Get out.
don't worry about it. But
Read
you'll
the
learn.
comic book.
You'll learn who Stick is. It's really fantastic. They got a really good guy to play Stick. They toned it down a little bit. He's way worse in the comics, but like he was pretty good. I thought they wrote him really well. And then the episode 8 is kind of like a little bit of a Kingpin origin story type situation, which is
more than
so cool. It's so awesome. They had one of my favorite like character actors play his dad. That I really like.
What else is he starring? Because you were telling me about him, and he was good.
I like that guy. He's really good in that role. I knew as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, awesome. But he was in. He was one of the detectives in The Wire.
Okay.
He played like one of the junior detectives in The Wire, and I mean, everyone talks about The Wire because it was such a good show. But he was in The Wire. He was also in this show called Breakout Kings, which was about people who. It's about these 6 like inmates who catch people who have broken out of prison. They're all like super smart, like people that understand stuff like that. And he was like this cop who was in charge of them. And then he was also in Entourage. He played one of their childhood the Entourage people's like childhood buddy in Entourage. And I really like. I mean, it's Dominic Lombardozzi. I can't say it's like super like Italian.
What is his dad?
He plays. He plays his dad. And it's really good.
It's so good.
He's really good.
I thought the cinematography, like the whole
thing,
colors,
yeah,
the colors
so
look
good.
amazing.
I like it.
Just like,
I have a few small. I think it's too dark. I mean, it's.
but
Just like visually, not like in
No, not
no.
in tone. In tone, it's fine.
Yeah.
But
No,
just
I'm talking
visually,
about,
it's
like,
dark.
like the shots of NYC, like that one shot, like in the first episode, like you can see like the new World Trade Center, and it had like all those lights there. Like they do a good job of the contrast of like the lights in the background.
It's the only problem I have with
But
it.
at least
is,
it's not like like lose color, like Man of Steel kind of thing. Like it still has
Everything
color,
is
desaturated.
gray.
Yeah.
It's almost black and white.
almost
Yeah.
it's desaturated to the point you can barely call it color photography.
It's like at colorblind level.
Yeah, but like I like it. I have a few problems with it being so dark. Like every shot it seems like it's lit by like one light.
Well, that's like only
I'm
at
okay
night.
with
Like
that.
during the
Yeah.
day, it's fine.
Even during the day, it's like
No, I thought
No.
it's
and
not
during the
Still
day.
tone it down.
They
but
tone it down a lot. Like it's still it's a super visually it's a super dark show. Which I'm not bitching about it. It's just it does bug me a little bit when it's like daylight, but people still look like they're
I liked it.
out in the night. But
I liked
whatever.
it. It was
there's a
dark.
couple small things for me, but for the overall, fantastic. And I'll be honest, man. Like when we finally got into the Daredevil costume, there's a shot of him on a roof, and you can't really see it very well. And I was like, oh my god, here it comes. And then when I saw it, I was a bit disappointed.
What?
I'll be honest, yeah, I was a bit
You were
The
disappointed.
costume?
Yeah,
That's his costume from Secret Wars from back in the day.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but
it's so
I mean,
I
I
like
still
I like it.
disappointed.
It doesn't look ridiculous. You know?
It doesn't look ridiculous, I will say that. But they did it. There are so many Daredevil Easter eggs in this show. It is stupid.
There's a ridiculous amount of good stuff.
There is a lot of Easter eggs, and I went down and I'll be honest, I don't know the Daredevil universe that well. Like I know some things, like some characters I saw, I was like, okay, I know who that is. But there was some stuff I didn't really know that much about because I'm not really toned into the Daredevil world that much. But there's a Easter egg like website basically, and it was like, holy crap, this is awesome. It was cool because it kind of helped me out because I don't really know that universe as well as I probably should.
Yeah, I went all over the week. I downloaded the Marvel Wiki app as soon as I started the show. That way, if there was anybody who I needed to touch up on, I could just open it up real quick. And like, there's a couple of characters who are pretty interesting, but the way what they did to the characters kind of confused me. I'm like, all right, so what are they gonna play now?
Yeah,
it's just
they did a very realistic take on those characters because even like one of the bad guys that you really Owlsley is actually like a villain.
That's what I
Yeah,
was
he's supposed to
thinking.
be like a super villain.
Yeah, and he's not at all.
he's just a guy.
He's like an old man, but
Maybe.
like, and they did really,
maybe later.
but they did a lot of really. It's a really good show. Freaking Vincent D'Onofrio's performance as Kingpin is so good.
He's the best. He's the best actor
They never
on that set.
call him Kingpin. Either.
They never
No,
call
they
him
don't.
Kingpin in the show. I mean, I know he's Kingpin, but like they never call him that, and it's like the season 1 is a pure raw origin story. It's all origin. The entire season 1 is just an origin story, but it is pretty fantastic. D'Onofrio's performance is great. I thought.
Well, I didn't realize, but Daredevil's literally Marvel's Batman.
He's Marvel's Batman.
Well, I think I saw like the first Daredevil like when I was really young, and I can't remember it, but I thought it was gonna be a little different. But like it's and I thought. I mean, now I know it's kind of like the. I mean, it's cool. I like it.
He's Marvel's. He's their Batman.
I love Marvel so much more than DC, but I will absolutely admit that Marvel has stolen so much crap from them. They steal a ridiculous amount of content from DC.
Well,
it's like they made Avengers because the Justice League was so popular.
But they did it.
Well, they made because before superheroes became big, like back in the 50s or whatever.
Batman was first, right?
Superman was first.
Yeah,
Batman.
Back in the 50s or before that kind of stuff, it was like superheroes weren't really a big thing. It was all about like monster and horror comics and stuff. Yeah. And then once they started making Superman, Marvel was like, oh my god, people love superheroes.
After World War.
It was before World. It was it was like 20s when Superman was created.
I'm trying to remember.
If you ever watch any comic book documentary, it explains that whole thing first before they even started talking about the comics. There was Superman. Then there was Batman. Fantastic Four.
Well, guess who? Well, I mean, who y'all? I mean, do any of y'all know who the third superhero was?
And DC?
It is a DC character.
Wasn't it
the Man?
No, I feel like it's Green Lantern.
No. It was
I
know it. What was it?
But Green
he
Lantern
recently had his name changed.
Oh, Shazam!
Yeah,
really?
It was Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was the third superhero ever created.
Was Green Lantern really early though, or like a different iteration?
A very different iteration of Green Lantern.
I feel like.
They changed him drastically later on.
The original one, wasn't he didn't he have like a weakness to wood?
Yes.
He had a weakness to wood.
All right, I thought that. Like if you chuck like a tree at him, like he just goes powerless. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I heard that.
It was a bit weird, but
he was the joke character.
I mean,
was he?
He had Marvel started into the game pretty late, and they started
like in the 50s.
They started in World War II.
And then they had Captain America first, right?
They started a little bit before that, but they
were something else before that.
They were timely.
Yeah, they were timely comics. Yeah,
but they didn't have any characters that before that they had like. In the late 30s, early 40s, they started getting characters like Namor and the old iteration of the Human Torch, who was Android.
And they had a bunch more that they just dropped.
By the way,
then they sort of revived them in a weird way.
They tried.
There's a really old character named the Vision, who's nothing like the new Vision, but it's obviously based on the old.
Yeah, he's made off the that's what they're thinking they're gonna do because they have that Human Torch. Thing in Iron Man 2, they had that, and they think that that could be a way that they make the Vision in Age of Ultron.
That would make sense.
Which would be very interesting because that's the original story with how Ultron made Vision.
Vision has a weird backstory.
He does, it's also changed in one storyline, but the original one's good.
Yeah, but they did.
Paul Bettany.
Yeah. Are we going on a comic book?
I feel like.
Ride.
Do
you guys know who has the weirdest comic book history ever? In my opinion, the Hulk.
Oh, his is fucking.
He has the weirdest. Do you know his actual comic book backstory? Yes. He wasn't hit by a gamma ray or some shit. He made a bomb called the Gamma Bomb, and some random teenager wandered onto the testing site, and then he pushed him out of the way.
And got hit with gamma.
And the guy was fine, but he took the blast of a freaking nuke. Yeah. And then he turned into the Hulk.
Yeah.
But the kid was fine.
And then he was gray. And then he
didn't
very quickly they turned him gray, and they were like, "What are you doing? The Hulk is not gray." And then 5 episodes later, 5 issues later, they just turned him green again. No explanation, just did it.
Originally the idea was that he was gonna be the Hulk every night. He turned into the Hulk.
He was
in the
be
daytime he turned. Yeah, basically.
He was basically going to be a werewolf.
His whole and then it changed to he would just turn into the Hulk and be that way for a long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then it wasn't until the 90s that he got he turns into Hulk when he gets angry.
Oh, was that the? I thought that. No, it was before that.
Was it really?
It was before that. Yeah, they had a show about it in the 80s.
Very terrific show.
That was it was the show.
It was probably the 80s it was probably around the 80s when that started happening. But it was a long time.
Originally, he would just be the Hulk for months. He would never turn back into. Bruce
people
Banner.
Don't realize Marvel is fairly new. To be honest, the Marvel that we know today with Iron Man and Cap and Hulk and X-Men and all those people is kind of a new universe, to be honest, because like
Iron Man wasn't big at all.
Iron Man, he's massive now, but back in the day, he wasn't anybody before the movies. But I'm talking about just like they didn't start really making like comics that people know until like the 60s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, DC had stuff from
other than Cap.
Most of their big characters were created, early. Like, Wonder Woman was created in the 30s, I believe. Mm-hmm. So, like, they had Wonder Woman, Captain Marvel, Batman, Superman, like, in the 30s. So they've been playing off their characters forever. Marvel didn't kick off their world until, until like the 60s sometimes. So, they're a little bit behind on something.
Spider-Man was in the 60s. It was supposed to be like the teenage culture.
Spider-Man was very like late.
Yeah, Spider-Man was pretty late.
Everything, like everything that Marvel
made.
They wouldn't let him make Spider-Man. Yeah. Like his editor was like, "No, dude.
Yeah, you're not." Like he got like a 5-page origin story in the back of like one of those like compilation magazines.
Well, Stan Lee was about to quit Marvel when he made Fantastic Four, which changed the world, which changed Marvel forever. Absolutely. He was just like, his wife was just like, "Well, make what you want, do what you want to do, and see what, and then then you can leave." So he did Fantastic Four. It took off like gangbusters because he treated people like normal freaking people.
You and I literally watched the same documentary. I swear, like everything you quoted just now, I'm just like, I remember watching.
And it changed that. Yeah, I've watched a bunch of documentaries about comic books, but yeah, that's it's pretty interesting stuff. But it's just I don't know. It's weird because people give Stan Lee a ton. He created the X-Men, but he didn't create Wolverine, which is weird.
Yeah, he didn't create Captain America either.
Captain America was.
He did a lot of like. Him and another guy created like something. Like it was him and someone else.
Him and Jack Kirby did a lot.
Yeah. He always Stan Lee always created the character, and Jack Kirby always created the look.
Yeah.
So
Stan's the writer.
Yeah, Stan was the writer.
He created that.
Kirby and Ditko made most of the character models.
He didn't do Guardians of the Galaxy though. That was the one thing.
That didn't come around. Guardians was like an '80s comic, I think, right?
Well,
that's when it was created.
What we know now is the original Guardians of the Galaxy were in the 80s, but no one in the team that we consider Guardians of the Galaxy was in that team.
Yeah, true.
The team that we know as the Guardians of the Galaxy was put together in 2008.
Yeah.
But what about Rocket?
Rocket Raccoon was made way before then.
Yeah, because that guy was like who made it got in a skateboarding accident. He's like been in a coma. Have you seen that?
I have.
Not coma, but he's been severely disabled or something.
Yeah.
Most of the team was there. Guardian or
they were all there before
Star-Lord, Groot, and Rocket have been with the team for a while.
Stan Lee did create Groot.
Really? Yeah. Stan Lee created Groot?
That's because Groot has a weird origin story too. He was made
Groot. You think?
Groot's one of the one of the oldest Marvel characters that there is. Because he was made back before superheroes when they were still making horror comics.
Oh, that makes sense.
And Stan Lee wrote a comic book called The Ruler of Planet something. And it was about a giant tree monster named Groot who came to Earth to try and take over the world.
That's fantastic.
And on the very first panel is a picture of Groot, and he yells, "I am Groot, ruler of whatever." So that's where he came from.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. That's all they let him say, because after that, it doesn't really matter.
And then they sort of took that stupid old character and they sort of turned him into the.
They kind of modified him for today's world.
Yeah.
Marvel's done a lot of really cool stuff.
I'm so excited for Civil War.
Oh God, I cannot wait for Civil War.
Good.
Actually, I think I might be more excited than that than Avengers.
Russo.
Yeah, is it the Russo brothers?
The Russo brothers have taken over. They're gonna do Infinity Wars too.
I'm pumped because I gotta be honest. Dude.
Well, I'm upset about that though. The Infinity Wars, because I like Joss Whedon.
I do. I love Joss Whedon. I felt like he should have.
If he doesn't have the passion to do it again,
I think he's done.
Whatever.
We'll let him leave. But Whedon's.
What else is he gonna do?
He's gonna do more.
He's
not letting him go.
He's gonna do stuff. Whedon's a master. But I don't know. I love. Honestly, I was starting to get I'm not gonna say I was getting fatigued. I always got excited, but Cap 2 was the first one I'd seen in a really long time that was oh, this is different. There's something special about this that I really love. So
well, yeah, because the two in between Avengers and Cap 2
were a little rough.
Iron Man 3 and Thor 2 were subpar.
Yeah, we're a little rough, and I was just all right, I'm starting to get a little, and I was starting to get a little fatigued, and I was okay, and we're gonna get a good movie every so often, but Cap 2 is a completely different movie. Cap 2 barely feels like a superhero movie to me. Cap 2 feels like a government, like a political conspiracy movie that is just really well done with superheroes. Like, it's cool shit. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. When we got to the end of that movie and Robert Redford said "Hail Hydra," I was like, "Oh my god, dude! The geeks have won. We've won it all. Like, the geeks have won."
You know, if you got Robert Redford to do that, who's like the god among gods and whatever indie films or whatever. You know what I mean?
Like this summer we got Robert Redford saying "Hail Hydra," and we got Glenn Close saying talking about Nova Corps.
The weirdest, like,
and I was like, "Oh my god!"
to pull into this universe.
The nerds have won. Dude.
I didn't expect
getting everybody.
Who's that?
Glenn Close. She was the leader of the Nova Corps in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah,
she's won like a
that's right.
Awards.
She's
in
that.
Like she's a very like prestigious actress.
Yeah.
Well, John C. Reilly. It's like I think it's like literally like every like celebrity whatsoever is like, all right, I need to get into
they need to hop on the Marvel train before they get left behind.
Even like some character like John C. Reilly's checked the box.
Yeah, that was a weird choice too. Yeah. I thought I was very surprised.
I mean, he does a lot of roles like that. He was like that.
He could do serious roles.
He was like that in Gangs of New York, where he was kind of like
he's
barely popped in.
Oh god, Gangs of New York.
He was good. I mean, he's good in movies like that. I've seen him in a lot of
Cameron Diaz
stuff.
should not have been in that movie.
What, Gangs of New York? Oh,
I don't care for Cameron Diaz at all.
She just needs.
That's neither here nor there. But like, I don't know. John C. Reilly does a lot of small roles in big movies.
He's very versatile. Though.
He's a good actor.
Whenever I think of him, I always think of Step Brothers, and I think that he does stupid.
He does a lot of stupid comedies, but he also has done like a lot of like kind of serious roles.
Yeah,
and
I think like people do comedies are usually more well rounded than people who just do dramas.
Yeah.
Because they can do both. It's hard to go from drama to comedy. It's better to go from comedy to drama because you can like just.
I mean, you just have to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that. I mean, John C. Reilly does a lot of small roles. I mean, it was kind of the comedic relief, a lot of it, but he was like good in the movie. I mean, Marvel is starting to get legitimate actors. Like we're gonna have somebody. We're gonna have like Daniel Day doing a freaking comic movie.
Dude, that would be awesome.
Like it's gonna be crazy. Like,
oh my god.
We got Benedict Cumberbatch. Dr.
Yeah,
we got Benedict
Cumberbatch.
We got Benedict Cumberbatch.
I love Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's already done it.
We got Chadwick Boseman.
But Stephen Strange, who was one of my favorite like mystical heroes ever.
You a big fan of him?
I love Doctor Strange.
Who's the actor playing Hank Pym and Ant-Man? He's a big
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas.
That's we got him sitting there in the trailer going, I want you to be the
yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my god, we got Michael Douglas saying Ant-Man, we got Robert Redford saying Hail Hydra, we got Glenn Close talking about Nova Corps. What the world is amazing. I love geeks, dude. I love being a nerd. We're living in a magical time.
You know what's a giant stretch but might work in Marvel? God forbid they try to decide to go that route. They go to alternate universe route. They have Samuel L. Jackson playing Nick Fury and have Clint Eastwood playing the white Nick Fury.
Oh my god,
that would be badass.
Oh my god, that makes me so excited.
That would be badass.
Even the other.
Can't wait until we get like Daniel Day-Lewis to play Dr. Doom.
Just look at what
Dr. Doom's gonna be in.
The real Doctor Doom, the actual Doctor Doom.
We'll see. But like, look at what nerds did to Ghostbusters. They were like, we're gonna do Ghostbusters, but we're going to do a girl Ghostbusters. And nerds were like, what is wrong with you? You are all morons. A girl Ghostbusters? The Ghostbusters are the old dudes, man. Like, what is wrong with you? Get Bill Murray back. And then they were like, we're gonna get guys.
Sorry. We didn't mean to do it.
Here's a guy Ghostbusters with a Channing Tatum and a Chris Pratt. And everyone's like, all right.
Okay, we can live with that.
It's fine.
They're doing both. I don't know if that guy one's gonna happen though. I mean, they'll probably see how well
it's a reaction to the nerds, man. Like the nerds have taken over the world.
The media. Like,
well, that's what happened. That's what happened to Deadpool. Everyone saw the test
Absolutely.
footage,
and then everyone would make it, and they finally made it.
They literally said, "We'll throw money at it." And that's all you have to say.
I love that director being like, "Yeah, I didn't leak that." But like, because he was like, dude, this is like the perfect Deadpool trailer. There, he was like, because he'd been trying to get that movie off the ground for like 7 years. It took him forever, and finally, I bet he was just like, F it, and threw it up online and said, I'm gonna have the nerds do my work for me. I can't get these jokers to give me $10 million to make a freaking Deadpool movie, but the nerds can. And he just put it on the internet. And everyone said, ah!
retweeted. I think they had like the highest retweet. It was like 30,000 people retweeted or something.
It's good that they're listening to fans.
True.
Like, they're doing whatever we want them to do.
Well,
and we know best.
They're worried about
we know what we want.
They got to do that Stan Lee thing where they throw some questionnaires in the back of the comic and you mail it in, and they're like, what do you want to happen next?
But it's a lot angrier version where it's like they were like, the Ghostbusters were like, we're going to have a chick Ghostbusters, and everybody was like, what is wrong with you are morons? We want men, damn it. Ghostbusters are men. And then they were like, Channing Tatum, Chris Pratt. And we're like, you better be glad we like those two.
I'm okay with the women's Ghostbusters.
I'm sure it would have been.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I'm like, I have faith.
Melissa McCarthy probably be good in it. So Kristen Wiig.
Melissa McCarthy is just.
She is awesome in everything. She's awesome in everything. She's hilarious. She's a really good actress. But she's really funny.
But no, that's like for the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, which was terrible, by the way. But
have you seen it?
No, but I'm sure it was terrible.
Well,
other than the turtles,
giant. If you took the turtles out of the movie, shoot everyone that made it in the face. Like, it's a piece of shit.
But originally,
turtles are good.
Michael Bay's original idea was to make them aliens.
Yeah, I know.
And then the fans were like, "You can't do that. They're not aliens. They're mutants. You can't be like teenage alien Ninja Turtles." So Michael Bay was like, "Whoa, calm the fuck down."
Well, and the same thing happened with whenever they were like, William Fichtner, really good actor. He's gonna play He's gonna be Shredder, and we were like, oh motherfucker, he is not Asian. That is not Shredder. We need to change it. So of course they went in and added a bunch of shots. Like, it says it in the Honest trailer. It was clearly shot like in a day, because like you never really meet Shredder. He says he has like one line. It's in Japanese. Like, you could tell they were just like, my bad. Fichtner, please come in and do some reshoots real quick. We need to write something now. It was.
That's the same thing that happened way back in comic books when Gwen Stacy died in the comic books. A bunch of fans got pissed and started shoving letters at Stan Lee. So he was like, fine. And he brought her back with the Clone Saga by Chloe. He cloned her, and that's how he brought her back. Because fans were
Was it Gwen
off.
Stacy or was that Mary Jane?
It was Gwen Stacy.
Was it Gwen
Mary
Stacy?
Jane never died.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought they killed her off.
Not the impeccable Mary Jane.
They killed off the Gwen Stacy clone eventually, because eventually Stan Lee was like, this is too ridiculous.
Yeah.
Even for comic books,
Even
this doesn't make any
sense.
sense.
But yeah, I mean, I love the fact that nerds have won. I'm loving that we get pretty much whatever we want as long as enough people rally to it. It's awesome. Life is good right now.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm worried we're going to get to some fatigue at some point.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
I swear to God, it's going to take one bad miss from Marvel. True. One misstep. One more...
Ant-Man.
If Marvel...
If they can pull off Ant-Man, though, I don't think they can really misstep on any
step. I mean, there's a possibility. If Marvel has their misstep, say Batman and Robin, it might kill comic book movies forever.
God forbid they mess up on something I like. Because
I don't think that's possible.
I will never hear the end of it from my
I don't
nerd
think
friends.
there can ever be another Batman and Robin.
I mean, dude, we didn't think that when Batman was getting made. We didn't think that when Batman was getting made, dude. I'm telling you, dude.
How did no one take a step back from that movie? And someone should have been like, we can't let this happen.
Because the same thing happened for Superman, dude. The first Superman movie, back in the 70s or whatever with Christopher Reeve, is kind of spectacular, other than the end, which is ridiculous.
That's the one where he flies around the planet backwards.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but Superman 4, A Quest for Peace, is when the world falls apart. They make that movie and they're like, oh shit, we're losing tons of money on the dumbest shit ever.
Which one was the one that was Marlon Brando played Jor-El in it? He was in the first part. I think it was
Superman 1.
Superman 1. But it was cool because he was in there, but...
Marlon Brando was a big sell, but he was only in it for he did a week's worth of work for $1 million.
All I know
Superman where he flies around the planet backwards and reverses time.
Yeah, but other than that, it's a fantastic movie.
Why would they think that even makes sense?
Well, back in those days, dude, they didn't hire comic book people. They just hired people who
made
movies, and they just gave them they gave them a compilation of the best of Superman. They sat down, they read it, and then a week later they came in with a pitch, and that's just the way it worked. WSC is kicking it off, so we have background music.
There has to have been someone on that movie who was like, guys, we can't do it, and everyone else just didn't listen to it.
No, there might have been, but they didn't have comic book people on set in those movies. Shit, dude. If you look at the '90s Batmans, no one involved in those movies were fans. None of them. Now, luckily, we're in a world today where there's a lot of comic book fans
we've
who are
all
making
come out
movies,
of the shadows.
they're comic book fans that are now making movies, so they know how to give to give the material justice. But like, even like if you think about it, I mean, there's a chance, like, they threw the works at early Marvel movies. Like, Joss Whedon and doing the Avengers. Holy shit, that's a big deal. We have other things. So, like, it's... Shit, I got my train of thought thrown off. But either way, like, they are throwing directors who maybe aren't as big, but luckily they're still hitting. If we have a Marvel movie miss with the DC doing what they're doing, comic book movies might die. So, Marvel, do not mess up. Disney, I will kill Mickey otherwise.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Kind of.
Well, I mean, that's how you threaten Disney. Dude.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's how you threaten
They
Disney.
can't lose Mickey Mouse.
And like the heads listening to it, like
for some reason.
we have to keep on going.
But yeah, I figure with that, it's time to wrap this thing up. This has been SGTV Conversations Podcast, Nerd Edition. With for Ryan Brower, Cliff Johnson, Luke Baker, and our sound engineer John Dowdy. I'm Jake Hutchison. Check out our other podcasts on iTunes or Android mobile, and also check out our video work on youtube.com/SGTV @AT USC, and hopefully y'all have a wonderful week, and we'll check you out later.
Go Nerds.
WUSC, play us out.
The outro music.
It tells important historical details. It shows the role of Columbia in this broader national movement. It shows